Hello everyone, welcome back again to our class, and today we will proceed to our next lesson, which is the brief history of Philippine art. So Philippine art has its past and present, yet it still continues to develop by various contemporary artists. So the past history of Philippine art has gone through various process for its production. So with their different contexts in terms of style, in terms of history and cultural, the symbols and meanings of the artworks are depicted. So para mas maintindihan natin yung importance ng Philippine art mula dati hanggang ngayon, so I will present to you some of the art forms that present in the pre-conquest or yung period before the coming of the first colonizers na hanggang ngayon ay nag-i-exist pa rin na mga arts. So the question is, was there art before colonization? Tingnan natin. So prior to colonization, art of the ancient Filipinos were woven into fabric of everyday life. They do not refer to art as we do today, and that is as an expression of an individual and seen largely in museums and concert halls. So merong art na that time. But ibang-iba sa art na meron tayo ngayon. Kasi nung una, hindi nila kinakategorize kung anong klaseng art yung ginagawa nila, kung music ba siya, kung sa theater, kung sa visual art, kung sa literature. So hindi yan nila kinakategorize. Yung sa kanila lang, na-express nila kung anong art meron sila, ano yung nagpapa-inspire sa kanila para mabuo yung ganyang art. And the important thing for them is they perform, they show their talent sa ibang tao. So ibang-iba sa art na meron tayo ngayon. Bakit? Kasi malalaman mo kung saan siya na-fall because of the learning that we had na pinag-aaralan natin simula pa dati. Kaya alam natin kung saan ma-fall ang art ng isang tao. So, the art na meron dati ay kakaiba and very unique na hindi siya matutumbasan ng art na meron ngayon. Kasi yung art na meron ngayon may mga pinanghugutan na, may mga ideas na kung paano gawin. Kasi marami na pwede ka na mag-research or may mga machines na pwedeng makatulong sa tao para mas ma-improve yung art. So, ibang-iba sa dati na art kasi sariling gawa. Kung ano yung feeling, ano yung imagination, ano yung expression nila, yun lang yung inspiration nila para makabuo ng art. So, ibang-iba. And the question is, meron na ring art that time. Now, we have also here the different art forms na until now ginagamit or dati ginagamit na pero mas tinatangkilik pa rin hanggang ngayon. So we have here kudyapi and kulintang. So what is this kudyapi? So kudyapi is a known instrument of the Maranao. So the instrument is classified as a chordophone and it is a two-string boat lute. So gawa ito sa kahoy. And dalawang string, ang isang string is for the melody at ang isang string ay para pang control. So merong 8 frets ang kudyapi. And saan ito nilalagay? So it is placed on the neck of the lute by a sticky rubbery substance. And it is produced by honeybees para makarepair kung may mga damages man ang kudyapi. So the lute is decorated with the floral motifs. The tail is carved to represent a stylized crocodile head. So while this kulintang, I know you are very familiar with this. And I know na gumagamit kayo nito or very expert kayo in terms of playing this kulintang. So kulintang is a musical tradition can be found across the Southeast Asian archipelago. Saan ito nagmula? Saan ito nanggaling? Of course, sa southern Philippines, among the Magindanaon people in the province of Maguindanao. So dyan talaga siya nanggaling. Ano itong kulintang? So it consists of 7 to 9 balls or knobbed bronze or brass pot gongs. So kung maganda ka sa music or you are engaged or music-minded ka na tao, pwede ka makaproduce ng different sound gamit itong kulintang. So maganda itong i-play and mostly naririnig ko siya sa mga occasion just like mga wedding ceremony or meron din itong ginagamitan just like sa street dancing, especially kung may Magindanaon theme ang performance. Next, we have this gansa or tinatawag na gangsa. So, it is the name of a completely different instrument, one which is indigenous to the cultures found in the mountain regions. Ito naman ay nanggaling sa Cordillera region of the northern Philippines. So, ang gangsa is a single handheld smooth surface gong with a narrow rim. So, a set of gangsa is played, one gong per musician. So, isa lang makakahawak ng isang instrument na ito. So, it is also consist of gangsa tune to different notes. So, hindi sila magkakapareho din ng tunog. So, iba-iba rin kagaya din sa kulintang. So, we have also this bulol or tinatawag na rice god wooden statue. So, ano itong bulol? So, a bulol is a carved woven figure used to guard the rice crop by the Igorot peoples of northern Luzon. So, the sculptures are highly stylized, represent of ancestors. So, nilalagay nila yan sa rice granary nila para sila yung magsilbing tagabantay sa kanilang production. So, these bulol are used in ceremonies associated with rice production and with healing. So, this bulol is treated with care and respect to avoid the risk of the spirits of the ancestors bringing sickness. So, pinag-iingatan nila itong klaseng statue. So, pwede ito siyang i-carve mula sa nara or sa ipil wood or pwede din sa mga bato. Next, we have this Hagabi. So, Hagabi are traditionally large ceremonial benches carved for wealthy Ifugao families. So, the bench serve as a symbol of prestigious Hagabi feats. So, ano itong sinisimbolize ng Hagabi bench? So, it symbolizes the wealth, the power, and the prestige. So, this carving benchmarks, ito yung beginning ng celebration nila. So, only the Ifugao of the Kadangyan or yung mga wealthy class ay allowed na magkaroon ng ganitong art form. So, this small-scale stool was likely carved for a Kadangyan individual for use inside their home. So, mayayaman ang pwedeng magkaroon ng ganitong klaseng bench. Next, we have ochre. So, ochre is an exclusive artistic cultural heritage of the Marañaos of Lanao, Philippines. So, it is an artistic design of the Maranao native inhabitants of southern Philippines beginning from the early 6th century before the Islamization of the area. So, anong design itong merong ang ochre? So, curved siya from hardwood or brass or silver and wall painting. And it is depicting the indigenous originality and skill of the Maranaos. So, walang makakagaya, only the Maranaos. But at this time, dahil very talented ng mga tao, so kayang-kaya nila makuha ito. Pero originally, nanggaling siya sa Maranao. And dahil dito, sa ochre na meron sila, it is for their decoration or nagpapakita ng authentic ochre nila or skill that the Maranao have a distinct and original culture and civilization not being imitated from other cultures. So, mayroon silang sariling kanilaan. It is very unique that until now, their generation is still using this or still doing this kind of art. We have also Manungo Jar. So, Manungo Jar is largely made from clay and painted in pure hematite. And there are two human images riding a boat located on top of the jar's cover. So, anong itong sinisimbolize ng dalawang human images? So, they symbolize the two souls on a voyage toward afterlife. So, the arms na na-fold across the chest of the second human image and the band being tied from the top of the head down to the jaw on the other hand. So, it represents the Philippine tradition of arranging a dead body. That's why ganyan yung pag-upo nilang dalawa. So, the three main features of the Manungo Jar is composed of the boat, and then yung driver, and yung isa is yung soul. So, this was based on Austronesian belief, wherein the soul of a human separates from the body after death and returns to the earth in another form for the purpose of looking after his or her descendants. So, parang may reincarnation din na nangyari. So, the souls were believed to travel through boats just like one depicted on the jar's cover. So, yun yung nire-represent sa Manungo Jar. Next, we have this piece, siyabit. So, the piece siyabit textile is woven by the Tausog tribe from the Sulu archipelago. So, this piece siyabit means headcloth made by geometric designs o may mga figures na makikita dyan. So, saan ito siya nanggaling or saan ito siya na-inspired, itong klaseng art na ito? So, it was adapted from Chinese textile techniques. Pero hindi siya totally na kinopya from Chinese. They have also their own style na para maging kakaiba siya. So, the bright colors are also used to enliven the geometric patterns of the piece siyabit fabric. So, yung color combination na ginamit, is to describe their monochromatic with a tendency to use red and purple hues. So, colorful siya para mas ma-appreciate yung mga geometric figures na makikita dyan sa pishyabit. And then, malalaman mo sa color niya kung ano yung nire-represent or ano yung sinisimbolize. Just like kung may makita kayong color green, so it is understood na nire-represent niya ang increasing shift of the Taosogs to the Islam belief, seeing that ang color green is the color of the Islam. Next, we have Lanket. So, Lanket is a traditional Maranao weave hand woven by backstrap loom in Marawi City, Mindanao. And this Lanket is very ordinary clothes and upcycled with the addition of Lanket's colorful woven patterns. So, nalalagay siya sa mga damit, pambabae man or panglalaki. Ano yung purpose bakit nilalagay itong Lanket or sinusuot itong Lanket? So, it helps shine light on the beauty of the Maranao heritage at saka mare-represent or maipagmamalaki talaga kung ano yung meron ang Maranao culture. So, ang malalaman mo kapag meron yan, kung may suot na ganyan ng isang tao, malalaman mo talaga or very ma-appreciate mo na galing siya sa Maranao tradition. So, it is representing just one of the many diverse culture of the Philippines. So, hindi lang yung iba yung nire-represent, but of course, this Lanket will also represent how good Maranao people are very unique in terms of making this hand-woven art. Next, we have this Pintados. So, Pintados is very familiar sa atin kasi ang Filipino is very rich in tattooing culture just like the Polynesians. So, ano itong minamark ng Pintados? So, this Pintados or the Filipino tattooing is increasing and reviving as those who want to connect with their heritage. That's why nagpapalagay sila to para maipakita kung ano yung kultura ng isang lugar. So, it is traditionally or modern. Or itong tattoo na ito, it tells a story of the person's family history and their life accomplishments. So, hindi siya basta-basta nagpapalagay lang. But of course, you will know the purpose. You will know the reason why does the person need to have this tattoo sa kanyang katawan. So, hindi siya for display only, but it is for the appreciation ng kultura ng isang lugar. So, let's proceed with candy and gadur. So, this candy is defined as a vessel with a round body, tall neck, mouth, a spout on the shoulder, and a flat base. So, pinagkukunan ng may inom. So, the two openings make the candy suitable for both pouring and drinking liquids. Yun nga lang may siya, may sarili siyang style. That's why kung makikita mo parang display lang siya for the display na jar. Pero hindi. Pinagkukunan siya ng maiinom. So, it is a pouring vessel such as a pitcher in the absence of a handle. Yun nga lang wala siyang hawakan. Unlike sa gadur no meron. Ano itong gadur? So, gadur is a brass jar and merong handle sa bawat side. So, the motif of this is stylized by orchids or yung tinatawag na obar-obar and rope twist or tinatawag na ubid-ubid border. So, this type of decoration has its origins in wood carving. So, kung mag-enter ka sa bahay ng mga dato or local chief in Lanao and Cotabato, so yung first impression is the dozen or hundreds of brass and copper artifacts na makikita mo doon sa loob ng bahay kasi it also symbolizes the wealth of a family. So, these objects are considered indicators of wealth and status and they are always included among the gift exchange during families. So, kapag, especially mayayaman yung kinakasal, so mostly ito yung nireregalo itong gadur. So, the most impressive of this brass item is this gadur. So, mahal and it symbolizes also the wealth of a family. So, that's all for today. Thank you so much for listening and stay tuned for the continuation of this topic. So, stay home, stay safe everyone, and God bless you.